Hello and welcome you all. Students, we are discussing about chapter 3rd from history, the Delhi Sultan. In the previous video, you all know that we discussed about that Delhi became an important center in 12th century and different dynasties rule over the Delhi. We already discussed about all these things like what is Tariq, Tawarik, and hinterland, garrison town. I think you all know and you all understand very well. Now we will start our next topic, that is from Khalji dynasty. In Khalji dynasty, Jalaluddin Khalji was a famous ruler who ruled over 1290 from to 1296. Another Khalji ruler was Alauddin Khalji, who ruled over from 1296 to 1316. After that, the Tughlaq dynasty came. In this dynasty, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq was a famous ruler who ruled over 1320 to 1324. Then came Muhammad Tughlaq, who ruled over 1324 to 1351. Then came the Firoz Shah Tughlaq, who ruled from 1351 to 1388. Now, how did the expansion of Delhi Sultanate take place? In previous video, already discussed that the Delhi and the rule of Delhi was expanded after some time. But how this expansion took place, we will discuss about this. Expansion of Delhi Sultanate took place during the reign of Ghiyasuddin Balban, Alauddin Khalji, and Muhammad Tughlaq. The expansion took place along the internal and external frontiers. Here two words come, the internal and external frontiers. So let's discuss what is internal frontier and external frontier. So in internal frontier aimed at consolidating the hinterland of the garrison town. Means I already discussed about what is garrison town and what is hinterland. So second point is forests were cleared in the Ganga Yamuna Doab. Hunter-gatherers and pastoralists were expelled from their land. Pastoralist means in Hindi we can call them Charavaha. Land was brought under cultivation. New fortresses and towns were established. So these are the points which come in the internal frontier. Now, what is external frontier? Military expedition into southern India started under Alauddin Khalji and culminated with Muhammad Tughlaq. Sultanate armies captured elephant, horses, slaves, precious metals. Now, in this slide, you can see administration under the Delhi Sultan. How the administration was done under the Delhi Sultan. Before we start this, we have to understand certain terms which were given here. Bandagan means slaves purchased for military service by Delhi Sultan. Means ऐसे लोगों को परचेज करना, खरीदना किसके लिए? मिलिट्री की सेवा, अपनी आर्मी की सर्विसेज के लिए दिल्ली सुल्तान के द्वारा. Then came the Ikta. Khaljis and Tughlaq appointed military commanders as governors of territories of varying sizes. These lands were called Ikta. Khalji and Tughlaq both appointed military commanders. Means Khalji in Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, both dynasties, the rulers appointed certain commanders as a governor and they gave them a territory of varying size with different sizes. And the territory or the land which were given to these commanders were known as the Iktas. Here comes the next word, that is Mukti या फिर Iktadar. The holder of Ikta called Mukti या Iktadar means the person who holds the land which was given by the Khalji or Tughlaq. It is known as the person is known as the Mukti or Iktadar. Now, what were the functions of the Muktis? The functions of the Muktis were led military campaign, maintained law and order in their iktas, collected revenue from their iktas, and paid salary to their soldiers from these revenue. Now, some steps were taken to ensure that Muktis performed their duties. Means the rulers appointed the Muktis, but whether they were performing their duties properly or not. So, some steps were taken how they were performing their duties. Their office was not made hereditary. Then first point is how they were performing their duties, means first is their office was not made hereditary. Hereditary means एक ही फैमिली के लोगों के द्वारा वो काम नहीं किया जाएगा. They were assigned iktas or land as salaries for a short period of time before being transferred. मीन्स जब वो किसी और को ट्रांसफर की जाती थी तो कोई एक लंबे समय तक के लिए, हेरिडिटरी नहीं थी कि एक ही फैमिली के एक ही परिवार के लोग उसमें आते जाएंगे, उन्हीं को दिया जाएगा. ये अलग अलग लोगों को दिया जा सकता था. Then came to the accountants were appointed to check the amount of revenue collected by the muktis or iktadar. One more step was taken, that they have appointed the accountants to check how much revenue was collected by the muktis. Care was taken that the mukti collect only the taxes prescribed by the state and that he kept the required number of soldiers. It was also mentioned that muktis were collected tax only that much that was prescribed by the state, not more than that. Let's recap a bit, means what we have learned. Let's recap in short. How did the Sultan control and consolidate such a vast kingdom? The consolidation and control of a vast kingdom needs reliable governors and administrators. Yes, means how much Delhi was a vast, Delhi Sultans capture a vast land. So how such a vast kingdom was controlled? For controlling a vast kingdom, it is very important to have a reliable governor and administrators. Means they must have, the Delhi Sultans must have a reliable governors, means जिस पर वो भरोसा कर सके तभी एक प्रॉपर तरीके से एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन चल सकता था. The early Delhi Sultans trained special slaves called bandagan in Persian language, who were purchased for military services. They were trained to hold important political offices. Delhi Sultans also trained some slaves, means जिस जगह को उन्होंने अपने अंडर में कर लिया था वहां के लोगों को स्लेव्स बनाकर उन्हें ट्रेन दी जाती थी और उन स्लेव्स को बंदागन भी बोलते थे इन पर्शियन लैंग्वेज में. और उन्हें किस तरह की ट्रेनिंग दी जाती थी? टू होल्ड important political offices. Military commanders were appointed as governors of territory of various sizing. As I have told you that they were called iktas. The land that was given to the governors was called iktas, and the land which was the person who held the land, they were known as the muktis. And what was their duty? To collect the revenue. The duty of the muktis was to collect the revenue, to maintain law and order in their state. Accountants were also appointed to check whether the revenue was collected by the muktis was in proper amount or not. Under the Alauddin Khalji, the state brought the assessment and collection of land revenue under its control. So, in the next video, we will continue the next. So, students, let's continue our chapter, and this was our last video of this chapter. Now, we will discuss how Alauddin Khalji collected the tax, yet how the tax was collected under Alauddin Khalji. Alauddin Khalji takes 3 types of taxes, like the house tax, cattle tax, and Kharaj. Kharaj was also a type of tax in which the 50% of a produce was collected from the farmers. Means Kharaj means किसानों का जो भी प्रोडक्शन होता था उसमें से 50% टैक्स जो है 50% प्रोडक्शन जो है अलाउद्दीन खलजी को एज ए टैक्स के रूप में किसानों को देना पड़ता था. In the next slide, we will discuss the impact of the Mongol invasions on the Delhi Sultanate. Means the Mongol invasions, Mongol come from Afghanistan. Now, what was their impact on the Delhi Sultans? The northeastern part of Iran, Transoxania, old name for Central Asia, was invaded by the Mongol under Genghis Khan in the year 1219. Soon after, they attacked the Delhi Sultanate. During the reign of Alauddin Khalji and the early reigning period of Muhammad Tughlaq, there was an increase in the attack of Delhi Sultanate. Consequently, they had to mobilize a large standing army in Delhi, which posed a huge administrative challenges. Means दिल्ली पे बार बार विदेशों या दूसरे लोग आक्रमण करते जा रहे थे, इसीलिए दिल्ली के जो सुल्तान थे, दिल्ली सल्तनत के जो सुल्तान थे, जैसे कि मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक या मोहम्मद तुगलक को एक लार्ज आर्मी, एक स्टैंडिंग मतलब हमेशा जो तैयार रहे आर्मी उसके लिए लड़ने के लिए, ऐसी आर्मी उसे तैयार रखनी पड़ती थी. हाउ खलजी एंड तुगलक डेल्ट विद मंगोल इन्वेजन्स. जब मंगोल भारत में आए तो उनसे खलजी एंड तुगलक ने किस तरह से डील किया. फर्स्ट पॉइंट, दिल्ली वॉज अटैक्ड ट्वाइस. ही रेज्ड अ लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग आर्मी. ही कंस्ट्रक्टेड a new garrison town named Siri for his soldiers. So Khalji and Tughlaq means how they control या how they deal with. अलाउद्दीन खलजी ने क्या किया? Delhi was attacked twice. He raised a long standing army. But Muhammad Tughlaq ने क्या किया? He raised a long standing army and was confident about the strength of his army. अलाउद्दीन खलजी ने भी अपनी आर्मी तैयार रखी और मोहम्मद तुगलक ने भी, लेकिन मोहम्मद तुगलक को अपनी आर्मी पे ज्यादा विश्वास था, उसकी स्ट्रेंथ पे, उसकी ताकत पे. He constructed a new garrison town named Siri for his soldiers. अलाउद्दीन खलजी ने अपने सोल्जर्स के लिए एक नया गैरिसन टाउन बनवाया जिसका नाम था सीरी. लेकिन मोहम्मद तुगलक ने soldiers garrisoned in the oldest of the 4 cities of Delhi named Delhi-e-Kohna. After emptying of its residents, the residents were sent to new capital of Daulatabad in the south. लेकिन मोहम्मद तुगलक ने क्या किया? अपने सोल्जर्स को जो पुरानी दिल्ली थी, वहाँ के जो पुराने लोग जो रहते थे उनको वहां से हटा के नई जगह पे भेज दिया गया और उसमें अपनी आर्मी को रखा. जिस नई कैपिटल में उन्होंने अपने लोगों को भेजा उस जगह का नाम था दौलताबाद. Alauddin Khalji soldiers were fed using the produce collected as a tax from land between the Ganga and Yamuna. Tax was fixed at 50% of the peasants' yield. अलाउद्दीन खलजी अपने सोल्जर्स को कैसे फीड करता था, किस तरह से उनका भोजन की व्यवस्था करते थे कि जो भी उसके स्टेट से टैक्स कलेक्ट हो रहा है, गंगा यमुना के द्वाब से, गंगा यमुना के लैंड जो मैदान है उनसे जो भी टैक्स कलेक्टेड हो रहा है, उसका 50% जो प्रोडक्शन होता था उन जगहों पे, उसका 50% एज ए टैक्स किसानों को देना पड़ता था और जो उसकी आर्मी के लिए काम आता था. लेकिन मोहम्मद तुगलक ने क्या किया? प्रोड्यूस फ्रॉम द सेम एरिया वाज कलेक्टेड एज टैक्स फॉर फीडिंग द एरिया आर्मी. एडिशनल टैक्सेस वर आल्सो लीव्ड to meet the expenses of maintaining such a large number of soldiers. This coincided with the famine in the area. मोहम्मद तुगलक ने क्या किया? उतना टैक्स तो ले ही लिया, साथ ही साथ एडिशनल टैक्सेस भी लगा दिए अपने राज्य में रहने वाले लोगों के लिए. और इसका एक रिजल्ट क्या आया बाद में कि उसके राज्य में अकाल पड़ गया, फेमाइन, सूखा पड़ गया. मतलब अकाल पड़ गया। अलाउद्दीन खिलजी किस तरह से पेड करता था अपने सोल्जर्स को? ही पेड द सोल्जर्स इन कैश रेदर देन इक्तास। He controlled the prices of goods in Delhi to prevent the merchants from inflating them due to the dependence of the soldiers on them for supply. अलाउद्दीन खिलजी ने अपने स्टेट में, अपने राज्य में कीमतों पे कंट्रोल रखा, प्राइस जो थी उस पे कंट्रोल किया, जो सामान का प्राइस था, फिर प्राइसेस ऑफ गुड्स पे दिल्ली में उसने अपना कंट्रोल उस पे रखा, जिससे कि जो मर्चेंट्स हैं, व्यापारी हैं, वो अपनी सामान की कीमत ना बढ़ा सके। उन्हें मालूम था क्योंकि सोल्जर्स उन्हीं के सामानों पे डिपेंड रहेंगे। लेकिन मोहम्मद तुगलक ने क्या किया, वो भी अपने और अलाउद्दीन खिलजी क्या करता था, अब कैश में सैलरी देता था, इक्ता नहीं दिया करता था। लेकिन मोहम्मद तुगलक ने भी, ही ऑल्सो पेड द सोल्जर्स इन कैश, तुगलक ने भी अपने सैनिकों को जो सैलरी है वो कैश में दी। ही यूज्ड ए टोकन करेंसी मेड आउट ऑफ चीफ मेटल, लेकिन उसने एक गलती की कि उसने जो अपने राज्य में चलने वाले पैसे करेंसी हैं उनके लिए एक सस्ता मेटल यूज किया, जिसको टोकन बोला गया। But these coins were not trusted by the people of the 14th century. It could be counterfeited easily, and also people saved their gold and silver coins and paid their taxes using token currency. और इससे क्या हुआ, लोगों ने अपने गोल्ड और सिल्वर जो कॉइन्स थे उनको तो सेव करके रखा, जब उन्हें टैक्स देना होता था तो वही सस्ते मेटल से बने हुए जो टोकन्स थे वो उन्होंने दे दिए एज ए टैक्स, और उनके डुप्लीकेट भी लोगों ने बहुत बना लिए। Alauddin Khilji, he had a successful administration and gained praise from chroniclers and for cheap prices and efficient supplies of goods in the market. He withstood the threat of Mongol invasions. उसके राज्य की लोगों ने तारीफ की, जो भी क्रोनिकल्स थे, उसने किस तरह से अपने राज्य में कीमतों पे कंट्रोल रखा, सप्लाई सामान की, गुड्स ऑफ सप्लाई कैसे हुआ, सप्लाई ऑफ गुड कैसे हुआ करता था, उस पर भी उसका कंट्रोल था। तो लोगों ने उसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को प्रेज किया, ना तारीफ की। हिज मेजर्स वर डिफेंसिव, but Muhammad Tughlaq, his administrative methods were a failure. His campaign into Kashmir was a disaster, after which he decided not to invade Transonia and disbanded his large army. लेकिन मोहम्मद तुगलक के जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के रूल्स थे, मेथड्स थे, बिल्कुल फेल हो गए। उसने उतने अच्छे से अपने राज्य पे कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाया जितना कि अलाउद्दीन खिलजी ने कर रखा था। जैसे अलाउद्दीन खिलजी के मेजर्स को हमने डिफेंसिव कहा, तो यहाँ पे तुगलक जो था, मोहम्मद तुगलक, उसके जो मेजर्स थे वो कैसे थे, ऑफेंसिव थे। Now in this slide you can see who ruled Delhi after Khalji and Tughlaq, means after Khalji dynasty and Tughlaq dynasty. Some dynasties are also given who ruled over the Delhi, like Sayyid dynasty, Lodhi dynasty, and in Sayyid dynasty, Khizr Khan from 1414 to 1421. In Lodhi dynasty, Bahalul Lodhi from 1451 to 1489. Ibrahim Lodhi from 1517 to 1526. And Ibrahim Lodhi was defeated by Babur in 1526. Here comes the end of the Delhi Sultanate. After the Lodhi dynasty, the Delhi Sultanate comes to an end. Then came the Mughal dynasty. The first ruler of Mughal dynasty was Babur, who ruled from 1526 to 1530. Then came the Humayun, who ruled 1530 to 1540. Then came the Sur Empire, Sher Shah Suri, 1540 to 15